well, maybe most of you, or all of you will now know, the big thing that's taken over my life in the last year has been writing a Lord of the Rings organ symphony. This music is extraordinary. It really is. I mean, I've loved the films for years, but getting to really get into the heart of the music for this project has been one of the most incredible experiences of my life, and this really is kind of my life's work, I would say. But getting to bring it to life on this instrument, it has completely changed my relationship with the organ again in the last week, and I can't wait to share it with you. Is anyone not a Lord of the Rings fan? Correct. Okay, well, what I wanted to do really quickly is just explain a little bit about how Howard Shore develops his leitmotifs, because this is what makes the music so incredible. He gives characters and places and feelings, all individual motifs that develop with the plot. So when I've done this in the past, I've managed to condense it to a 5-minute summary. I don't think I'm going to hit 5 minutes today, given that it's the full symphony, but I'm going to do my best. I do need to speak very fast though, so apologies, but I'm going to give you a brief summary of the entire plot of Lord of the Rings and its leitmotifs in the next approximately 7 minutes. Okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. We begin with the prologue. We have the music of the elves that goes straight into the music of the ring, which goes into the ring wraiths. The ring wraiths are kind of evil, hunting the ring the whole time. The Dies Irae follows them everywhere because death is everywhere that they go. That goes into the music of Sauron. Sauron is obsessed with the ring, so his music is based on the ring music. Ring is Sauron is you hear the similarities. Then after that we have the Shire. Now the Shire, everything is lovely in the Shire, so it's all kind of like folky and lovely, and we hear a little bit of the Fellowship theme, foreshadowing what's going to happen. That goes into Concerning Hobbits, again, lovely, folky, nothing bad has happened yet. Then we get into the Knife in the Dark. This is when the ring wraiths arrive again, and Sauron, that then goes into the music of Isengard and the orcs. Now the orcs, we always hear their music in 5/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Because they're weird, basically. That's the only way to describe it. That is combined with the music of Isengard. And as things get more chaotic in the film, the relationship between those two things, the 5 and the Isengard, gets more chaotic rhythmically. It's really cool. Then after that, we have a little bit of respite with Nature's Redemption, which is this beautiful soaring melody saying everything is okay, very briefly. We hear it when there's like an eagle or a moth or a tree or anything to do with nature. Then we go straight to Rivendell. This is the elves again. But also the hobbits are there, and they're like talking about the Shire and how much they love the Shire and how excited they are because they're about to go home. Doesn't go so well, does it? So we have a little bit of the Shire music as well, and then the elves again, and then the Shire again, because they realise they're not going home. And then we go into The Ring Goes South. This is, I think, one of my favourite bits of the whole score. This is when it starts with, I'm out of breath already. Okay, Bilbo gives the mithril shirt to Frodo, so we hear the Hobbit melodies passing between the two sides of the organ, and then they set off on their quest. So we hear our Shire theme, but because we don't know where we're going and everything's a bit uncertain, there's no bass line, it's going at the same time. It builds up and up and up, and then we get the Fellowship theme, and it's all great and glorious temporarily. We're in movement 2, by the way, sorry, I forgot to say that, very important. Then after that, oh yeah, very briefly, we go to Rohan, but then we're straight into the 3 hunters. Now, this is when Legolas, Aragorn and Gimli are hunting the orcs because they've taken Merry and Pippin. So we have the orcs. What time signature are we in? Thank you very much, we're in 5. Then we also have the Fellowship theme, because some of the Fellowship are there. But then, where are they taking the hobbits? To Isengard! So we also have the Isengard theme. It's all great. And then a little bit of Nature's Redemption again, because they're in the forest with the trees. And then we go to the Grace of Indomiel. This is when Arwen is like, Dad, please forge the sword, otherwise all my friends will die. So it starts with Arwen's song, which is beautiful. And then the music of the elves, builds up and up and up. And then we get a little bit of the Fellowship theme really quickly. Bam, bam, ba-da-da. And then we arrive in Gondor. But when we arrive in Gondor, things are a bit weird because that weird guy's in charge and he eats tomatoes in the weirdest way ever. So, when we first hear the Gondor theme, we hear it once the right way up, and then we hear it da-da-da-da, upside down. And then we hear two versions, da-da-da, da-da-da, in counterpoint with each other, because there are two ideas of how Gondor should be run. There's the steward's idea, and there's Gandalf's idea, and they're fighting about it. But then obviously Gandalf wins, because he's Gandalf. So then it fuses with Gandalf's melody, da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, and it's great and cool, and builds up and up and up. And then the lighting of the beacons. This is when, so, I'm getting excited just talking about it. So, I'm so out of breath. Pippin is having to run to the top of the tower, and so I've tried to write that into my pedal part, the effort that he has to put in to get to the top of the tower. He has to light the beacon to summon aid, and when he lights the beacon, we suddenly hear the Gondor theme, da-da-da, because hope is kindled. And then there's that amazing line where Aragorn's like, the beacons are lit! Gondor calls for aid! And Theoden's like, and Rohan will answer. Yes, and that then takes us to the moment in the film where Rohan does answer. So we go to the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. Now, the beginning of this, the battle is going really quite terribly, to be perfectly honest. Everyone's dying. And then suddenly, all around the battlefield, you hear, mana, 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 the horns of the Rohirrim as they arrive to save the day. That takes us into this battle march. But weirdly, it's nature's redemption theme. Why? There are no trees, there are no moths, there are no eagles. It's because nature's redemption now means good triumphing over evil. And so nature's redemption transforms into the Rohan theme, and they all march and they all run down the hill on their horses, gallop, I guess is the technical term, and they all go, death, death, death! And it's one of the most amazing moments in the film. That is the end of the second movement, and this then is the third movement. We're nearly there. So the third movement, this is like the final twist of the key with the leitmotifs. So we start with a far green country. This is that heartbreaking bit when Gandalf is talking to Pip about not needing to be scared of death. And at the very end of this movement, you'll hear the approaching army coming from this side of the organ going, and that takes us, I've got the hiccups, sorry. That takes us into the Black Gate opens, which is when all the Fellowship go to the Black Gate to try and fight that army, even though they have no chance, just because they want to give Frodo a chance. And so you're going to hear these really desperate blasts of the Fellowship theme, bam, bam, ba-da-da, and that alternates with these little echoes of the Shire from over here. But you can still hear the battle drums all the way through, and it's heartbreaking and glorious. Then that takes us into For Frodo, woo! Which is when they finally do the charge on the Black Gate. It's when they are all charging, and you're going to hear the Fellowship theme in its darkest form. All the harmony is really, really low down. It's really grim and gnarly because there is no hope that they can survive. And then we go to that iconic scene where Gollum is trying to eat Frodo's finger. It doesn't make sense if you haven't seen the film, it does make sense if you have. And you're going to hear the battle in the music. Interestingly, the same musical material as Lighting of the Beacons. Bet you didn't know that. It builds up and up and up, and then finally he is triumphant, and we hear the Ring theme again, but in a slightly different version. That takes us into the Crack of Doom. Oh my gosh, that takes us into the Crack of Doom. And then we hear Sauron's theme, but in the major mode version, because this is when Sauron's being destroyed. So now, it's major instead, because all might be well. But then the volcano erupts, and they all look and they all realise Frodo and Sam are still in the volcano and they're probably dying. So you're going to hear this really, really heartbreakingly soft stuff alternating with the music of Sauron being destroyed. And that takes us into our final movement, Return of the King, which begins with Arwen's song when she sees Aragorn again for the first time when they thought each other were dead. And then she steps out from the veil and is like, hello! And then that takes us into my favourite moment of the entire thing, when he says, my friends, you bow to no one. And then we finally hear the Shire theme again for the first time since the first movement. And that takes us into the Fellowship theme, and that's Lord of the Rings! Yay! I'll just leave now. I've done my job. No! In all seriousness, this is... I'm gonna cry. This is the biggest thing I've ever worked on, and I am so proud to get to share it with you on this amazing organ. I am crying, sorry. It just means a lot to me. And I want to dedicate this. Woo! Woo! I want to dedicate this to that amazing team that you saw on stage, because I can't tell you how much work they have done, even in the last week. I mean, I've done 40 hours of registering just for this concert. They have done multiples of that to get this organ ready. And not only that, I am so grateful to get to call them my friends, because they have supported me in the most beautiful way, and they've given me the confidence to write these transcriptions. And I would not be standing here if it weren't for them. This is going to be Lord of the Rings. If you could save your applause, resist the temptation. Save it right till the very, 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 very end, when you've heard that Shire theme for the last time, when I'm probably crying my eyes out on screen, and then when you hear the Fellowship theme. If you don't know, find someone in a Lord of the Rings costume and watch them. This is Lord of the Rings! Enjoy!
Mm-hmm.